Finally, I want to address an issue that I think is very timely. I'm sure that you've all heard the news is exploding with reports of rampant sexual harassment and assault in the film industry. We're seeing it in government, seeing it in high tech, and those, of course, are just the proverbial tip of the iceberg. The truth is, there's an aspect of American male culture that often objectifies women and encourages or at least allows harassment and the assault and violence and trafficking that we see that come later. As the father of 2 daughters, I feel that we as men need to step up. We need to absolutely. We need to recognize that the burden is on us to change the culture. Women should not feel like it's their burden to avoid harassment or assault. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but as girls and women, how many in this room could use the hashtag #MeToo? So, a lot. And it's unfortunate, and it's something that we need to change. I'm concerned that people have come to expect a certain level, or at least accept a certain level of harassment. At times it's offensive or uncomfortable. At times it advances to manipulation or exploitation. At times to all-out assault. This is not to say that these things don't happen to men as well, or that women can't be the perpetrator. The truth is, it happens when one person feels power and they want to use that power to manipulate others to get what they want. But as men, we have to admit that today, the majority of the time, it's men harassing and assaulting women. So gentlemen, I'm calling on you today to help us change this culture. It's on us, not on the girls or women in our world, to stop what's happening. I challenge anyone here today who owns or runs or leads a business to ask the hard questions and make the necessary changes inside your organizations. The culture will only change when all of us decide it has to change. And if you need help, call SAFE. We're happy to provide guidance through this process. Being true to our mission, we are at the forefront of this work to address sexual abuse, assault, and harassment. Our mission calls for us to provide housing, healing, and support to those in crisis. But we also need to do all we can to prevent violence and abuse before it happens, and to lead in making systemic changes in our community and beyond. Together, we can change the culture and create one where women and children are not victimized in the first place.